Hello, my name is Kristen James. I'm going to be speaking with you today about planning for effective communication in the collegiate environment. So when working in higher education, it is very important to be active and respectful in group situations that involve writing curriculum or other aspects of the education process. To achieve this, it's really important to establish and follow groups, norms, and other things that you create as a group to help collaboration instead of hinder it. So first I'd like to review some things that aid effective communication in groups. The first one I believe is most important is to be confident and not arrogant. Especially when you work in a college setting with your college and collegiate peers, a lot of the people you work with are professionals. And with being professional can come along lots of knowledge, and that knowledge can be easily portrayed as arrogance. The goal in group settings is to still portray that information because it is very important to have educated professionals in your field and part of your collaboration. But it's important not to come across as arrogant, as kind of as a know-it-all. It's more important to come across as someone who is confident, who is sure of the information, and is giving a valid and important contribution to the group. It's also important to keep an open mind, so even though as an educated professional you know exactly what you know, you need to be open to the other things that maybe you don't know about, and you need to keep an open mind to those options. There's also no I in team, so when you're working as a group to establish and complete something, it's very important to remember that the completing it is done by the group and not just you, so your wants and needs are not necessarily as important as the whole group, and being a member and not a dictator will help get the job done better. It's also important to be flexible and adapt when you're working in a group. This can be one of the hardest things, but it's also one of the most important. It's very important to be an active member who's able to kind of go with the flow instead of hindering things, help them go better. It's also very important to be present, so with cell phones and emails and everything, there's a lot of stuff on everyone's plate, but when collaborating, it's very important to set those things aside and just pay attention to the collaboration. In my past experiences working in groups, we've called these things norms, and we've established them before we work in them. I've actually worked in some curriculum writing in college and in high school, and our biggest thing that helped us was establishing norms before we even started working, so we had a list and expectations of our group members. In college, I could see this being a lot more difficult because so many people are so educated that, you know, ideas could clash. People also have very different opinions on some topics, especially in the sciences, so it can be kind of hard to decide, you know, what's most important or what viewpoint is, I guess, more correct or should be more focused on. But it's, you know, this could cause a problem just because of people are so educated and they're very passionate. Once you reach the college level, you're very specified in subjects and materials that you're very passionate about the material you're focusing on, which can lead you to be a little more strong-willed when coming to collaborating. And lastly, if a situation would occur where maybe two coworkers sitting along so well, or they didn't agree, or there's some type of event that happened that there became a situation, to de-escalate this situation, what's very important is validating the other people's concerns. So when someone's getting upset, they're getting upset for a reason, so I believe it's very important to not only de-escalate their situation by understanding their concerns, validating and saying, I understand you're upset, please explain to me further, I understand your frustration. That's very important, along with letting the person, hearing them out, letting them tell what they're feeling, letting them explain why they reacted the way they did, and just being understanding and accepting of the fact that, you know, people may have different views, people may think differently, they may react differently, but overall, it's just really important to move forward in the situation and figure out a solution. Normally, I would say this is better one-on-one rather than in a whole group, depending on your group size you're working for in collaboration, but it's just, the biggest thing is listening and understanding and de-escalating a situation by validating the fact that other people, you know, may not agree with exactly what you did or may not agree with exactly the situation. It's just in a level of understanding and communication between the two of you that needs to be used to solve your problems. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video.